All right, hello everyone. Yeah, welcome to the first session of what I hope will be a good campaign. The campaign name is Knives in the Night. It's you kind of get a feel for what I'm thinking of how it goes along. But looks like Tyler's here.
Yo.
Welcome, Tyler.
Hello.
Okay, yeah, hey Tyler. I was just setting the scene for the crew. We're waiting for one more to kind of get set up, but just kind of setting up the scene. So, yeah. If you all are ready, I can start establishing the mood.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Just don't start swinging.
That is a really good swing song, by the way.
Like,
fair.
what
Lasts
is what,
forever.
mood or don't stop swinging? Which one?
In the mood? Because there's
Ah,
like 3
fair,
false
fair.
stops in that
Okay.
song. It's really hard to dance to.
Gotcha. Good to know. I did not know that. But yeah. So the stage is set, and
Excuse me?
all throughout the. What was that, Tyler?
It said I shall not pass. Like, I can't join the game.
Oh no.
Oh, did you
shall
accept
not.
did you accept the invitation?
Yeah, I clicked on the invitation that you posted.
There's one in
Gotcha.
Astral under your profile, like there in the bottom left corner.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
It's like a notification.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, so let me just set the mood and. Okay. Fine. Okay, so the scene opens up on the port city of Krina in the marketplace. Tensions have been rising throughout the continent of Dinlaan. You all have heard about it. It's almost impossible to avoid hearing about it. Nations in the south starting to mobilize. You've seen both in the north with the elves coming in, visiting, dropping off their things, new technologies that you have not seen before. The country that you're in, the Kingdom of Iestana, has seen these technologies before. There is still rumors and such that you hear all through, but for the most part, a lot of you don't know the extent at which things are changing. But you all know that something is coming and that war might be on the way. But for most of you, this is almost a distant thing. Just soldiers moving about. Rumors spread through whispered conversations and people talking. You've seen soldiers mobilize and such and move around, but nothing yet that seems to indicate that war will be that war is at your door. There has been rumors, though. There's been rumors that Proascana, the nation to the south, has already started fighting against Diablo's Dominion, a large human faction set in the deep south, which are coming up and starting to move forward. But most of you aren't necessarily attached to that. But perhaps you are better able to explain who you are and what you are doing here in the capital city of Iestana. John, would you like to start with your character's introduction?
Yeah, I am sitting at the ports with my wares. I'm calling out to the crowds. I usually am. So get your goods here, the finest wares in all of the capital. Get your wares from Dinero Toreador. Highest quality, lowest prices you can find, guaranteed.
Yeah. And all around you, you can see
Yeah. I've been eyeing all these technologies flowing through. Really, both eager to learn about them, both because they seem like a real profitable thing to sell if I can get them in my inventory, and I'm pretty concerned about the city's safety that I've grown quite fond of, making friends, favorite customers, and a really nice flow of coin. I'd
Right.
hate to see something happen to this city, so I'm really motivated to learn more about this potential inventory I can sell. So I'm just at the ports, calling out to my favorite customers as well as strangers. Everything's for sale. Everything.
Yeah, and you can see a few people milling about, like looking at your wares. You can see a lot of them either don't seem to be sharing your concern, or they share your concern silently. Conversations still happen. The bustling city still moves about you, but you can tell that there's definitely unrest around you. And Sebastian, what is your character doing, and who is your character?
So, among the crowd, you start hearing this rumbling of a guitar. And then, among all of it, you hear this little verse that goes, Iestana, Iestana, much better than Proascana. Iestana, Iestana. And then and then you picture yours truly, this bard that is eyeing vividly every girl that passes by, and he continues singing, and in the middle, in the intermissions of singing the lyrics to his song, he really tries to take he tries to charm each of the girls that passes by. Madam, are you a cleric? Because you're looking radiant.
Okay,
Gosh.
give me a persuasion roll. Actually, a performance roll. Give me a performance roll.
Oh wait, where is that? So
In the corner of D&D Beyond, you should see
yeah.
a little die.
So I see performance.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool.
I have a +4. Okay, wait. I got an 8.
Ooh. Okay, was that with your bonus?
Wait, no, +4. It says
Ooh.
12.
Oh,
8
Okay.
+4, 12.
oh,
Okay.
it shows up on D&D Beyond in my screen too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
you guys can see it. Awesome.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. But yeah, like it's so you see like a few of the women like kind-heartedly like play along, like giggle a little bit, but move on. And around you can kind of see like at the very least your music is lifting the spirits of the people around you at least a little bit, even as you see soldiers and guards rush about, and in the busyness. In the busyness, your music has provided a little bit of reprieve for the passing people. Tyler, what is your character? Please introduce your character, and actually, let's introduce you last because you're somewhere else.
Yes, I am.
And so, Mr. Saar, if you would like, please introduce yourself.
So, I am Saar bin Matthias, and I am a consul. I have come from the far-off lands, and I am a servant of the King Malik. I have come here basically because of his curiosity. He wanted to see the lands and learn about the ways of the people far beyond his borders. I'm here looking for information and technologies and relationships and diplomatic purposes. I'm sent as an envoy of the king. I'm here in this
Gotcha.
port city because that's pretty much the first place I landed on this continent. and I have come across the Bahardea, and it has been a long trip, so I am tired.
Fair. So yeah, you found like a. How long have you been here? Just.
Probably not very long at all. Like a matter of wrong place, wrong time.
Okay.
I'm probably going to play this as if I have like absolutely no idea what's going on. I have like a tenable grasp of the language here, and sometimes
Okay.
I will have to be told to make a roll to see if I even understand the word.
Gotcha. Okay, so as you kind of like as you're walking the streets and taking a look around, you get a lot of nervous faces. Not necessarily hostile, and when you stop to talk to people, they like will still hear you out. You can definitely see that something is wrong, and even you even attempted to. Did you attempt to contact any members of the government to introduce yourself?
I am working my way up the chain, but you know how bureaucracies be.
Okay. In that case, as you've been talking with people, you've noticed that lately, like especially in these when last you went to the consulship, that they'd seem preoccupied, and you could barely even get a audience with any representative. And in the distance, you can see wondrous technologies. You see brightly colored airships like coming in, flying in, and leaving. And in the flow of the city, you can tell that like the city is bustling, much more than even like your home city ever was, as people rush about. And last but not least, in this corner of the world, Ren, would you like to introduce your character?
Yes, my character is trying to be as invisible as possible, just pretending to be one other guy. And he's very focused in a mission. He doesn't really know what's the mission, but they told him to come to this port and wait for the signal. He's
Mm,
going.
gotcha. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
All right. Actually, I can't enter the channel.
Oh, you can't enter the.
Yeah, I get a
Okay.
"you shall not pass" message.
Oh,
That's
okay.
probably
You're using Ren. I think I invited Ren Man, right?
Oh, okay. All right. I will try with the other account.
Yeah.
That's
Let
it.
me just. Which would you prefer? Your first account or or the man account?
It is the same for me. All right. I will use the other account and should be fine.
Gotcha.
All right.
Let me know if you're still having problems.
Okay.
also there's the notification icon in the bottom left.
Yeah. Yeah, like yeah, so as a source said, like you can check the bottom left.
Okay.
Do you see the invitation?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, feel free to accept it.
Yeah, this shouldn't take long.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, would you like me to move on while you kind of get set up?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay.
Do
Um.
I run across either of the characters in my travels to the government offices or my rejections therefrom?
Yeah, as you're kind of walking around busy marketplace near the port, you definitely hear John's shouting, what was your character's name, John?
Dinero Toreador.
Dinero. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely hear Dinero shouting over the crowd to inviting everyone to look at his wares. And I also hear that you feel like you hear... What was your name? Where's the character's name, Sebastian?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome yours truly, Ike Aramba.
Oh, man. Yeah, so you hear... So yeah, you definitely hear Ike as well, playing above the crowd. Do you go to investigate either or both of these?
I am interested in going to Ike Karumba, or is it Ike Arumba or Ike Karumba?
Ike Aramba.
Ike Arumba, and exploring the local culture.
I think I'll shift towards Ike Arumba as well, recognizing in my experienced tradesman career that music and the flow of money go hand in hand. I'm just gonna scooch on over to get closer to that performance, live entertainment.
Yeah. And how do you react? How does Ike react to his new audience? Does he react at all, or does he keep playing?
Well, I would say at first he's not very interested because he's eyeing out the ladies that are passing by rather than his audience right in front of him.
Nice.
But then, as he sees that he's perhaps not picking up the attention of the ladies he would like, he takes a break. He puts down his guitar, and he welcomes his audience. Good evening, gentlemen. How may I be of service of you tonight? Would you like to hear a song about war? A song about perhaps God? Or, why wouldn't anyone want to hear a song about loving a woman all night long?
And I call out, do you know the song Toss a Coin to Your Favorite Merchants?
Gosh.
Oh, a merchant, I see. So, yes, always a classic. Toss a coin to your merchant.
Oh, Valley of Plenty.
Oh, man.
Say,
I
Mr.
observe
Merchant,
this
you wouldn't... Oh, go ahead.
interaction and notice that the bard is not requesting any money from the merchant, even though the merchant is the one making money from the song.
Capitalism, baby.
Oh, man. That's good.
And then Ike is really just interested in getting getting into a good party with this merchant. So he just says say, Mr. Merchant, you would probably be a man of wealth yourself. Wouldn't you happen to know of the nearest place where I could have pleasantries and see beautiful girls here? Beautiful women, I should say. But yeah.
My favorite plate establishment for that kind of night is Madam Pleasure's House of Women of the Night.
Aren't you an obscure one? Or...
Oh, yeah.
Has Ike been to that establishment before?
No, I haven't had the pleasure of seeing that place myself yet. As I say, there's never enough women.
Oh, man.
Can I ask the bard to sing me the history of this place.
Lad, weren't you listening to the song?
Yes, I hear Iestana is better than Skya or whatever the other place was called.
Well, there you have it. Now toss a coin.
Okay, I guess I toss a coin. But I don't necessarily understand that it means to toss it to him. I just toss it up in the air because that's tossing a coin.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have a clever one here.
Are you able to catch it?
Yeah, I tried to snag it
Okay.
in the air.
Give me a
sleight
dex
of hand?
roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
does
actually,
he run
yeah.
into me?
Yeah, give me a hand.
I'm gonna do a sleight of hand roll. Oh, I think I got a 4. And do I have a bonus? Yes, a 4. So 8.
Oh, so
Not a great
as
roll.
yeah, it's not a great roll, but you leap forward to grab it, but it slips through the gaps in your fingers before you have a chance to close your fist around it, and it clatters to the floor. But you don't accidentally bowl into your audience.
Yeah, I just kind of like bite my lip a little bit as it falls through my fans.
As this is going on, Dinero sees a client of his approaching from the shadows near a building close to a ship, and the man, like the bugbear, motions for John to come to him. You recognize him, Dinero, as one of your contacts, like working with trinkets of dubious legality.
Fine
And-
money to be made in that market.
Yeah.
So
And
I'll heed his advice and I'll follow his gesture to come there.
okay, as that is going on, I'd like to shift the focus real quick. Ren, are you ready?
Give me. Oh yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah, if you would like to introduce yourself, feel free.
All right, my character goes very discreetly and it throws a coin to the dubious merchant
Much appreciated.
and says, "What's the mission, sir?"
Is Ike the correct dubious merchant?
He has no clue. They said.
Oh, wait, you said a dubious merchant
Wait,
or the bard?
are you tossing it to the bugbear?
Actually, I don't know
Dinero?
which one will be even funnier, to ask Dinero or to ask the merchant.
or the bard.
Or the bard, yeah. Like, what's thy bidding, master?
Heck, you could even try talking up the emissary from another land, like sitting there listening to the music.
Yeah, because my character thought the signal was toss a coin to your merchant.
He thinks it's code.
Yeah, so he's like, all right, that's very literal, so that's what I will do.
And he's not at all confused by the tossing of the coin of the emissary.
Or no, even worse, he tosses a coin and he tells that the office is getting lazy. These signals are just dumb. Which makes even less sense.
How do the rest of you react to that display?
I'm
But
not sure I see
wait,
it.
was he throwing the coin to me or to Dinero? the merchant.
I leave the DM to decide that.
Okay. Since John is, I'm sorry, Dinero is kind of stepping away to conduct business elsewhere. I think that you would you would say like toss a coin like to. I think you would interpret that as like the man tossing the coin. Would you attempt to follow? Uh, would you attempt to follow Dinero since he was the one that requested the song and or would you see the coin?
Yeah.
Or would you see the coin being handed off to Ike, and instead do the same?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the most logical thing to do. Yes.
Okay, like go to Ike. You said.
Yeah.
Okay. so yeah.
Others is getting lazy.
So he tosses a coin to me and he says, "What is the mission, sir?" And I'm like,
Yeah. And I told you, headquarters is getting lazy.
Sorry, mate. I don't think I know either of those two. Where are you from?
That, I just smile and say, yes, I came from the unknown, and I will return to the unknown, always to serve. Or do you really want me to recite the whole thing? Do we have to say the creed?
Not sure what you're talking about there, lad, but I can say you shouldn't drink as early as in the middle of the day, lad. It's not good for your body, especially being a short one like you.
I say, agreed. Who has been drinking?
Oh boy.
Oh,
Ladies
man.
and gentlemen, give it for the short guy over here.
And
Your wish is my
Does the audience
command.
clap?
people are kind of taking notice, thinking like, "Oh, is this some kind of performance that I'm seeing?" You see a few people stop and pay attention, looking at this at this dark elf talking.
Wait, I thought
I'm
he was
like,
a dwarf.
your will be done, sir.
Actually, right. What did you say your race was? Your character's race was, Ren?
Is that dwarf? Dwarf?
Dwarf, yes.
Dwarf. Gotcha. Okay.
Dwarf.
I thought you said drow, but okay. But yeah. So people are taking looking into this display as Dinero takes a quick leave to attend to his business. Elsewhere on the continent, though, we shift to a different scene. Columns of soldiers are marching through near the coastline of the area south of the river that cuts through the country. Soldiers dressed in clean, unsullied armor, mostly levies, some not even having seen combat before, march towards the border of Proascana. More than anyone in the city, these men know what has been happening to the south. Their king has been trying to keep it under wraps to not scare the population, but they have heard that Proascana is falling and needs their. The Moblos have started moving upwards, heading north, and the only evidence that can be seen of Iestana's preparations are increased drives and increased calls for people to join the military. Among them, walks two brothers, young men, young human men, near the back with the with casters around them. Edward, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, so some of you guys may know I have adapted Edward Elric into the game. Here, my brother Alphonse and I are soldiers, thanks to our family history of being very intelligent with basically almost all sorts of magic, history, tinkering, and basically just all sorts of arcana. So he and I are heading off to the battlefield right now. Is that the way I understand it, Brian?
Yes. Your unit has been your army has been told to hold the border near Proascana and await instructions from your commanders if you are to start moving inward. And as you're walking, you can kind of see, feeling out the feeling of the soldiers around you. You notice that a lot of them seem to be either split between the nervousness of first-time combat and the veterans, almost seeming like confident. They talk and laugh in their formations as they march forward. A lot of the veterans, a veteran caster, your commander, like puts his hand on both of you. You are going to see war for the first time. I wouldn't worry. Like, are you nervous?
I can barely hear you, Tyler.
What was that, Tyler?
Yeah, what was that?
I could barely hear you.
What the heck? Okay.
That was good. That was
You're
good.
good.
Okay. I don't know. Should I be?
Oh no, you shouldn't be. We fought the Moblos many times before. They've always come to our doors, and we've driven them back every time. And this will be fun because you'll get to see exactly the strength of our army. So chin up, lads. We'll do this. We'll get through this just fine. As he slaps both of you on your shoulders and kind of slinks back, goes back to talk to the other members of his squad. And Alphonse, adjusting his pack, looks to you and says, "I am nervous. Like, you've heard the same things that I've heard about, like, going on down there, right? You've seen the airships, right? Like, remember those books that we brought in?
Read every single page of them.
Yeah. And they have schematics have smuggled in and sold off of the black market. A lot of them fell into the hands of the military, like people.
Well, it at least keeps them out of the hands of criminals.
Yeah, a lot of their technologies is dangerous, and it's wonderful though. Like, I didn't even I knew that the elves had made airships, but their ships are different. The Moblos airships are completely different. Alphonse starts to kind of talk about what he's learned and how things are going from the schematics that were smuggled in, that you had a chance to look at as they were confiscated. They show technology that it's not bound by magic. It's something else. Like, something else drives them. You've seen schematics for men made of metal, and even among your ranks, you've heard rumors that there are creatures other than flesh and blood marching with the Moblos. You've heard all sorts of strange technologies, rumors coming down from there, even separated from the schematics. And in your pack, with you is, because you carry some of those schematics with you. copies that you've made yourself. And Alphonse, as he's talking about his own fears, reaches into his pack and pulls out a scroll, a gift from one of your family members. I really hope we don't have to use this, he whispers to you. On it is a transmute soul spell. In the event of somebody dying, a bit of your body can be used to save the soul, as it were. It was a gift, very rare, very hard to make, but it was a gift meant in the event that one of you should die, that you could save him. He puts it back in his pack.
I have that same hope, Al. Dad worked hard on that spell, and I don't really like the idea of it falling into anyone's hands other than ours, but even then, I still wouldn't want to use it.
Yeah. Is your dad still around? Is it both of your dads still around?
I think in this instance, probably not.
Okay.
Because
You
kind
are
of similar.
sure?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's kind of similar to the story that their mom's dead. Their dad,
There.
like, they're
Your.
like, I think Dad's out of the picture. I think most likely dead.
Okay.
How close are you with your dad?
Have you seen
Might
the
be
show,
dead.
John?
I have.
Okay. So you know the answer.
You're not acting like Edward. My dad might be dead. Who's to say?
Edward didn't know either.
Well,
But
it's not like
Oh
Edward
wait,
cared.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Right. I'm the dumb one. You're right.
Oh man. As you march forward, you start to reach the end of the border separating Proascana and Iestana. You see the legions start to take up their formations, setting up camp and waiting for the order to start heading south. And as you set down, you see in the distance the sky growing darker. Something is coming. And shifting the scene back to the capital of Krina, John, Dinero, is now walking a short distance away to the ship where the last of the agreed upon goods, quotation marks, you've been trading with are being loaded onto the Bugbear's ship. The Bugbear turns, hands you your cut of the money and in a small sack, surreptitiously. And he says, "That's the last of it. Thank you so much for your acquisition."
Like I say, everything's for sale.
As he's turning away and motioning for his crew to start untying the ship, he turns back. "Oh, since we're friends, just as a warning, something's coming." He gets a little closer, and almost whispers to you, "You've heard the rumors about Proascana, right?"
I've heard rumors about the alleged thugs from the Mablos Dominion, and I've heard rumors about magic war technology from elf nations of the north. Which of these rumors are you referring to?
The armies to the south. They're on the march. And just between you and me, Proascana's already fallen. They move very quickly on machines I've never seen before. but some of us have staked our claims with them. Tell me, you're not thinking of joining the Iestanan army anytime soon, are you?
I will look him in the eye and say, I'm only involved in this conflict as far as the money goes. You know me.
He nods. Like, smart man. Like, if you're planning on moving to the, going out of the city, I wouldn't. Or either get out now or find a good place to hide. Because things are happening. You probably won't see me for a while. I'm getting out of the danger zone. You see him like signal for his men to untie, and he jumps into the boat, and turns and says, "Best of luck, Dinero. You were a good fence."
Dinero tries to. He's doing his best to contain his nervousness and not show it outwardly.
I'd say that, yeah, if anyone was there, like was paying attention, as the bugbear turns back and begins to guide his ship, they don't seem to notice your nervousness.
Okay.
And the rest of you, Ike, Saar, and what was your character's name again, Ren?
Mihal?
Mihal?
Yeah.
Mihal. Gotcha. You are continuing to chat with each other, just making conversations, and you start to see the mood of the people around you turning. You start to hear shouts of like the guards telling people to get to safety, that something's coming, and over the roar of the crowds, you start to hear a call muffled by the magic made to produce it. Almost like an announcement being made, a magical announcement that reverberates through the streets. Attention all citizens. Krina is under martial law. Please get to safety and listen to all of the instructions of the Iestanian leadership. If you are an able-bodied man, please seek out the nearest place to sign up for the Estonian army. If you need help finding that, please ask one of the guards. Thank you.
And you knows things around the streets, and having a fond love for his city, he discreetly walks away out of sight from those merchants who advised him against joining up. Waits until he's safely out of their view and really speed walks / jogs to that mentioned nearest recruiting station.
It's fairly nearby, where the bard and the small crowd that you were playing with was. It's a few doors down, but you're able to shuffle over there. And you start to see, like, strangely, a lot of people not, like, a lot of the men not going there. You're starting to see panic almost, like, disquiet around you. Like, some people are talking loudly, like, others are asking, overhear the conversations. Oh, what is this? Oh, is the Moblos finally coming? You start to hear the rumblings of the crowd around you. Ike, Ike, Saar, and Mihal, how do you respond to hearing that over this being spoken over?
Well, I would begin, but most importantly, I would say is, what are the ladies doing in this situation?
You can definitely see, like, like where once was like a little bit of calm brought on by your song playing turn to a quiet panic. You start to hear like sea clusters, like wives and like single and like maidens like gathering together, some of them rushing off to their homes, others like talking and like feveredly as things start, as the mood starts to turn.
Okay. Well, I panic at the scene of ladies leaving, and I just chase after them. Ladies, wait up! Wouldn't you want to hear another song? And then I wonder, are like after that call to like arms that Iestana is doing, are there women enlisting as well, or like heading towards those military camps, or only men?
They weren't required, but Iestana at this point doesn't say like they asked for men, but you know that women have signed up army in the so there are plenty of stories of war maidens that and songs that you've heard in your bardic days.
All right, then, say I'd rather catch a as I'm chasing some girls and I pass by the military checkpoint. I take a look at the what are they called? The medical tents, and I eye out that there's a lot of very good looking nurses in there. So I just start thinking, well, sign me up.
Fair. Medical tents haven't been set up yet, but you can definitely see like as you run to the recruiter, he asks you like what he's like you can definitely see that there are options if you wanted to join the healers corps. Join as a healer.
Then I would say, oh yes, you know, I am very dexterous in healing the heart with my music.
Hello, nurse.
The recruiter, like having to deal with like a few men that have already stepped up, like gives you a side eye as he continues to talk, like get people to sign up and like start signing people up. And Mihal, what are you doing?
I'm looking for the shortest guy to kill him. Because he was drinking that day and it's bad for the body.
You're looking for the who?
The smallest guy there, but then again, I'm not even 4 feet tall, so that might be me.
After the joke that I
just
said.
didn't see any man shorter than you.
You can kind of see like in the crowds that are either nursing home or a few braver men stepping forward and accepting the call. You can see some short men. A lot of the men that you see kind of walking away and trying to make themselves not be seen are shorter than you.
Awesome. So it's not, they didn't tell me to suicide myself. So I prepare to kill one of them. The smallest of them all.
So you draw your weapon and start to approach. Let me change the scene. So as the
Brandon,
chaos.
What is your character's intelligence level?
The thing is, I guess I should tell everybody more about him. He is like Darth. I was thinking of making it half Darth, halfling. He's like the secret son of a Darth king, but it's like a bastard child. So they send him like as a rogue, as a spy or like an agent. And he doesn't have a clue about the secrecy or everything. That's why he was asking like a bard for instructions.
Okay.
And then he doesn't have a clue about what he's doing. So if the shorter guy will to tell him something, he'll be go, "Oh, I misunderstood that mission, so I'm confused."
Okay. Oh man.
Because the first thing he will go is ask him if he drinks a day.
Oh man, that's good. But okay. I might have to like ask you to like send me the exact details of the mission because it's like I feel like I'm getting a little lost.
That's the beauty of it. This guy just wanted to get rid of him, and they
Yeah.
just said for no reason at all.
Oh man, a suicide mission. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, they want him to die. And they didn't even bother him to send him to a foreign land. Or actually, it could be interesting if he was royalty from a different land.
True.
I guess we might be able to find it later.
Yeah, like we can work it out. But in the meantime, though, as the scene is shifts away, we instead return to the perspective of the two brothers as they wait for the orders to move. And in the darkness, you start to see shapes rising out through that and starting to form dark shapes in the clouds above. You hear a few shouts and you see a few casters getting ready to to cast their spells or wait, and as the shapes break through the clouds, you see wood and steel and the wind almost shifting as they swoop past. And for a moment, like you recognize them as an airship. Many airships passing overhead. And you watch, and then you start to hear the explosions. Ahead of you, you see as the first column bursts into flames. Then a few feet behind, another explosion, another one, and you watch as the line in front of you erupts, and dirt and mud flies upward as you hear the panic shouts of soldiers. You don't know what this is. Like no one around you knows what this is. You hear a soldier shout, "Spells? Are they casting?" And a
I'd
moment.
be able to tell the difference.
Give me an Arcana roll.
Shit.
Okay.
That is a nat 1.
With that, you
I'm too overwhelmed.
the noise and the cataclysm of the fighting, in the chaos, you can barely hear your own thoughts, and you hear your Alphonse. You turn to him, and he's covering his ears and bending down. The staff that they had given him falling off to his side. He's unhurt, and you can tell in your ranks, no one seems to have been hurt. Not yet, anyway. And then you start to hear the chanting, the shouts, and you start to hear in the distance the shuffling of feet. And through the mists and the darkness, you start to see other shapes, this time on the ground, rushing forward, moving faster than an army should march, almost like berserkers rushing forward into the battle. You hear your commander shout, "Get ready!" And you see men shuffle forward, shield bearers shaking off of their stunned minds, taking up their weapons. picking themselves up, checking on the wounded, and you see your brother turn to his commander as his commander turns to him and says, "Get to the front. There are men wounded." Your brother, a healer, takes a look at you and wordlessly nods and says, "Yes, sir," as he rushes forward.
Follow him.
Your commander tries to stop you for a second, but then remembers that you're brothers and allows you. And
Thanks, Mustang.
and you start to hear him give other orders to the other soldiers as things start to heat up. Shifting the scene back, as you are all hearing this, you start to see the shapes yourself. Things in the distance moving closer above the lines, even with the tall buildings and around you, and you can see something moving in fast from the south. You start to hear the humming of something humming above the din of the city. And then, are any of you looking up?
I'm kind of alerted by all the noises, and just out of nervousness, fear, and adrenaline, I hear that commander's call, and I ready my own shield, and I can't stop my body from running to the front lines, getting ready to shield my city that I've grown fond of.
Okay. Even though the war is far away, you can still feel that you can still feel it like it's happening. Is that what you're saying? The battle?
Yeah,
The battle...
like you're describing like the sound of like a marching, right?
Like
crowd of berserkers coming.
This is a few miles off, like a few miles away to the south. So they're still a little bit further away, but the planes, like the airships that bombed. I actually give me. Were you listening for the distant sounds of distant combat?
I was kind of distracted by the sounds of the street alarms saying like all men get to a recruitment station, women and children get to shelter. So I'm kind of distracted by the commotion.
I feel like that would be loud enough for most people to hear. So you heard the booms of something in the distance, like a loud series of booms to the south, and you've seen the crowd like reacting, like what was that? Like some of the women that's still lingering, checking on their families, and like you hear some of the men like, "Are we at war?" Like, and you in the line that you're a part of, you start to see men like kind of like shuffle away in panic. You see the commander that you were going to sign up with look outside, and like you could see the fear in his eyes.
It makes me worried seeing that fear in his eyes, and I ready my shield and just sternly tell him, "Commander, what can I do to help?"
He looks at you, and he, with a flustered like blink, he like get like join the guard. Like you have your weapons already. Just say that Hadvar sent you. Just say that Hadvar sent you.
Got it.
And,
I'm
and he
on my
points you,
way.
and with a shaking hand, he points you vaguely up the street.
I take my leave up the street towards where he pointed with my shield drawn.
Okay. And Ike, Saar, Mihal, how do you respond to it?
I am happy because all this war is going to be a distraction in my mission to kill the man. And I just approach him, approach the shortest man, and I ask him if he drinks at day.
Okay, so you grab a short, even for his race, gnome and whirl him around to look at you. And what was your question?
Do you drink a day?
He blinks at you like completely, like doesn't even know what to say. He has just like been told like war is coming over a magical call. He just heard something big happen to the south, and now somebody is like bringing him, like getting in his face, asking him if he drinks it in the morning. He panics, like he freezes in like, what? That's all he can say. Like his eyes wide with panic and confusion.
I tell him that that's bad for the body.
Giving him nutrition advice.
He again like just blinks at you like, what? He tries to like wrestle out of your grip. Are you going to let him?
Well, I try my best to keep the hold.
Okay, give me a strength check. And I'll roll
Where do
one.
you guys see everyone's rolls?
There's in the campaigns. There's a game log. You'll see like a pair of triangles in the corner.
Okay, hold up, because I go into the campaign, so I see
D&D.
our campaign.
Yeah, D&D Beyond.
Correct.
Oh, sorry. How can I'm not sure. Are you getting my messages?
Have you set up your character sheet yet?
Oh, got it. I found it.
Gotcha. Have you had it?
I got a template, but not sure if it's completed.
Gotcha.
To be honest, I got a halfling character, and I was like, okay, I will go with halfling, half dwarf.
Gotcha. Okay, I'll allow it. Did you get the link to the campaign that I sent you?
I think that I'm inside.
Okay. Because I don't see your character.
Mihal, and it has like a lighting thing, like an
No.
aura thing going on.
I don't see him in active characters or unassigned character.
Okay, that's odd.
Okay. I can help you with that. Like we can take a quick break after the introduction, so we can kind of get you set up. But in the meantime, let me see if he rolls. Let's see. For some reason, I can't see my own die on my game, so let me roll a d20. So he rolled a he rolled a 9, which was not enough to break loose. So he's struggling against your against your grip as the world kind of goes crazy around him. Saar, how does your character react?
So he would probably be trying as best as he can to get to the local governance.
The closest governance that he could see would probably be that commander in the sign-up area.
Okay, well, it would be antithetical to his mission to enlist in the military. However, in the fog of war, strange things happen, and he may not be a willing participant, but he will go where he thinks he can find the powers that be.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure if he asked, at the very least, he wouldn't be turned away, or he might just be turned away. Worst that can happen. Okay. So, do you approach him and ask him, do you approach the the recruiter as he's kind of shuffling papers and trying to get people handing, almost ripping out his own cabinet and offering like knives and such to people, like without even signing them up. In a panic.
If he seems like he would be a member of the official government, and he's the closest person that I would be able to find, then yes, I think that would be an appropriate action for a consular.
Yeah, let's see how he, as he, so you approach him, and what do you say to him?
Let's see. Sir, I'm a consular of the of faraway land. I was trying to get a hold of your local government. Could you provide me direction to the governor of the city?
As he's desperately handing out bits of any kind of weaponry in the cabinets behind him and the boxes behind him, he glances at you, blinks, almost not comprehending the question. And it takes him a moment, and he points vaguely down the road. Like, he's like, his hands shake well. Like, you can't precisely tell where he's pointing, but he is pointing westward. And he goes back to, like, trying to get, like, hand out weapons to everyone that... he even, like, tries to hand you a longsword.
I will like put my hands out like, oh no, I don't need the sword. And I will, I guess, follow his pointing, his vague pointing in the direction of the local governor's offices.
Okay. Ike, as the chaos is ringing out, how does Ike react?
Well, Ike is starting to panic himself a little bit, because the one thing that he loves more, other than women, is himself. And and so he's starting to consider, perhaps this is not the best place for me. Nurse, I'm not feeling well. And so he's actually trying to back away, and he's about to take a sprint in the direction opposite from all this noise and all this racket that's going on. But then he sees a very, like, one of the squad of nurses heading right towards the field of action. And then he just glances at them. He looks back to the escape route. He bites his lip and he stumps the ground, and then he just runs after the nurses into the field of battle.
Okay. They're heading south, like almost towards the docks, towards a military ship with the red swash indicating that it is meant for keelers and such. And you run up behind them, almost with them, when all of you see the world around you burst open in a flare of light. You hear the whoosh of things passing overhead, and then buildings start to explode. The roads around you burst as stoneworks fly all around. People scream, people shout. You hear the pain shrieks of somebody that burning. You see fire start to burst up among the boxes. You watch as this city is cracked by things that you do not understand. You hear the panic shouts, people yell, "Get down," as more explosions fill your ears. Each one of you, give me a dex save as a string of explosions rip through the street around you.
Well, I'm dead.
That does not include me, right?
You're like no, you're far away.
Just
Yeah,
a
like-
dexterity roll?
Yeah, just a dexterity roll.
Okay.
I got a 1.
Oh, what's a B?
A B?
How do
I
I
got a... Whoa, it's a 20. Oh, nice. I am
Oh,
super safe.
Wow.
Yeah, John is not super safe. I think his knees just broke.
Oh man. Let me roll my own. Okay. So let me just roll a couple.
I happen to trip and fall into the safest spot into the area.
It's a dex save, right? I clicked the
Dex
right
save,
button.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so be like it's a dex save, yeah. Okay. So I finally think I found a way how to roll it on D&D Beyond. Hopefully this worked. Hopefully you guys are able to see my rolls. If not, I'm sorry. Are you guys able to see it?
There's a check.
Wait.
I'll find a way to roll that. But okay, so Dinero, okay, that's a 13, 1, 24, and do you want me to roll a d20 for you until like since you're
Please.
okay. Ooh. Okay. So every one of you besides Dinero are able to maintain your footing as the world around you explodes. Dinero, you fall and you smack your face onto the ground.
Ouch.
It stuns you for a moment, but you are currently lying prone, and the shakingness of the world around you, you notice a small bit, you notice a little bit of your clothes are torn. Roll, and you take. You just take one. You just take one bit of damage. It wasn't. The explosion was nearby and not off your feet, but you are relatively fine. You were injured though.
I've taken 1 damage.
Yep.
Done.
And yeah. And as you are kind of reorienting yourself, you see people around you panicking. You see the dead around you, and a few are still alive, screaming. And let me see what I rolled for the guy you were holding on to. So, Mihal.
Uh-huh.
You weren't knocked to the ground, but the guy that you were holding on to looks up at you as his eyes start to lose their color, and you realize as you look behind him a piece of shrapnel sticking out of his back. And you watch as this person, the life drains out of him.
I'm like, damn, that was easy. Yes.
Mission accomplished.
I mean, nothing to see here.
And Ike, the ship you were going towards is on fire. And you can see it's still floating, but you can see that it was hit. The nurses kind of staggered to their feet. A few of them lay where they were, and you see it as they rush to try to help each other.
I grab onto my leg really hard. I'm on the ground, and I grab onto my leg really hard and I scream, "Medic! Nurse!
You see a one of them rush over to you. Since you're paying attention, you can tell that she's pretty. A half elf like rolls you onto your side, like hold on, like you like it'll be okay. Just give me a moment. And she's reaching into her bag. Saar, by some miracle, the building that that you had just come from survived, and you yourself are still standing. Like, the world around you is burning, though.
Huh. Nice little circle of safe haven, right smack dab in the middle of ground zero. Weird. Did I throw the right skill? Can you tell?
Let me check.
Because it looks different in the game log.
It's a dex check. I think it's a little different than this. I think like save, it would have been like, if you had proficiency, you would have got something slightly different. Oh, that's helpful. It was the same roll.
Oh.
Well, that works out.
But yeah, like you, despite the craziness around you, survived. And
Survived twice.
I survived twice? Wow.
And Dinero, you stunned and like, still lying there. What do you do? As the chaos around you rings.
I am going to get back to my feet as quickly as I can and like figure out where all the troops are mobilizing towards, so I can lend a hand where necessary.
Okay. I think you would also notice the Medicae that's going to have to set up. Would you go there first, or would you start marking where you're hearing the battle come from?
There's no time to bandage myself. There's citizens to save.
Okay. You see, like, the guards that were kind of mingling around at first, like, starting to run around and trying to help people up and, like, check on people, make sure they're okay. And as the chaos rings out, we shift our focus back to the battlefield. And for the first time, Edward and Alphonse see the enemy face to face as they march through the mists. At first, you don't recognize them. You see the silhouettes, and you don't see the colors of Mablos. But as they march closer, you start to see in the limited sunlight filtering through the haze, you see the sunlight bounce off of their skin. And then you notice it's not skin. All of the schematics smuggled in that you've seen, all of the descriptions that you've heard of metal men on the march has been confirmed. And before you, rushing towards the front lines, are men of metal surging forward. Behind them marches the human armies of the Mablos, chanting and crying out their victory as you hear a shout being called out from behind, from in front. An order being shouted to the Mablos, and you hear similar orders from the commanders around you. Ready arrows! Get ready! Everyone, brace yourselves! And
Is Alphonse done healing?
Alphonse has gone forward and is near the front line, but he is trying to help out people as best he can. There's a man screaming on the floor, his hand shredded, and your brother is attempting to heal him. And then, when you're expecting the arrows to start falling, you instead hear dozens of cracks of small explosions as black smoke lifts off from the first line of the Moblos. Give me a dex save.
Dex save?
Yeah. Or a dex check, whichever. That's really good. Yeah. Okay. And I will roll for you, brother.
Thanks.
Oh, you both saved. Okay, that's good. So,
You roll.
How am I gonna kill him now?
Oh, don't worry. I have other plans. As
I need to ask for a new mission.
you watch as you don't necessarily see what happens at first. You hear shouts and screams, and you see blood shooting out from a man next to you. He collapses. There isn't an arrowhead in him. Instead, there's just a gaping hole in his armor. And he coughs, spasming a bit, and then falls silent. And all around you, you can see others like him, staggering back. Almost, you see the line falter as they react to this new thing. And you remember some of the schematics. Things they called firearms, rifles. Something that you had seen drawn up. Something that you had heard rumors that the King's Guard had gotten a hold of. Weapons different than arrows. And then, as the army marches forward, rushing forward.
I think I'm getting the intuition, the insight that that these bullets could probably just pierce any spell instantly.
No, you see, like, in areas where people have aided, have, like, set up wards, you see the wards holding, and the people behind them are okay, but you see those unprotected in front of you have been shredded by one volley.
Gotcha.
And, yeah. And how do you react to this?
I throw up a shield to protect Alphonse while he's healing.
Okay. So you rush forward, cast the shield. He looks up, nods to you, and starts gesturing for other wounded to come to him, if they can. And your ward is set up, and asked as you see the rest of the army attempting to regroup themselves. You hear shouts and, like, affirmations of the, and then you hear screaming from your left. You turn and you see boats starting to pull up through the mist around you, and goblinoid soldiers leaping out and striking at the side of the army. A flanking maneuver. A betrayal. You recognize some of them. Like, these are from the Razboynik. They've sent a group. And you start to see the other soldiers, like, forming a line, almost like a curve, to try to meet both of the armies as they advance. And as the first of the metal men reach the front lines, you see something much larger coming through the mists.
Ow.
It towers above you. It's enormous, and you hear the thundering of its footsteps, and out emerges a massive, unheard of size of metal man thundering towards your line. It's on its back are men with more rifles. This thing is big enough to have men on its shoulders aiming down at you. It marches lumbering forward as you see it open its mouth, and above the screaming and the shouts of the battle around you, you see fire erupt from it. And as this colossus breathes out, the world around you turns red. Give me a dex save.
That's a 6.
Okay. I'll roll for Alphonse. As the fire touches the front lines just behind where the army hits, you watch as men turn to ash. You hear the screams of people around you, and as the beam sweeps towards you, you hold onto the ward, your right arm pressed against the magic shield, and you look down. Alphonse turns to look at you, seeing the heat come towards you. What do you say?
It's alright, Al. I'll get us out of this.
Alphonse opens his mouth to respond as the fire engulfs the world around you. Shifting back. As the rest of you are gathering and trying to make sense of what is happening, you start to hear the shouts and people screaming in the distance. This isn't the same as the bombing. This is something else. And you watch as people start... Something is coming. And you, as you waken, you find yourself in the chaos of the bombs out city. You see soldiers marching up from the south. Men coming up from boats as they move forward.
Dagnabbit, Sebastian.
And if you would turn your attention to the battle map. You will see where all of you are. And you see an ad hoc line of guards running forward as soldiers start to disembark from the ships. And you hear shouts, "Stand your ground!" And you all get ready. Roll initiative.
Roll the initiative. Initiative.
Wow.
Hey, where
That's
is
crap.
it?
I actually while you're rolling initiative, did we want to take a quick break so we can get Mr.
Yes.
Since we still need to have our Mihal get set up.
Yes, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Where's initiative on D&D and Beyond?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Hold on.
no,
Let me
I found
look
it.
at my.
It's in the middle between walking and armor.
Yeah.
Between what? Oh. Wait.
So yeah.
Can you find your class? Because it's directly left of armor class.
Hey, I got a pretty nice roll for
Okay.
initiative, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Nice.
Functional damage.
I literally thought of that. I'm like, oh, I know this is my character, but I can't resist this.
But yeah. As we kind of
you
take a
abs-
break, Sinuwe, would you like to yeah, I can help you set up your character, Sinuwe.
Thanks.
I mean, Ren.
That's all right.
Yeah, Sinuhe is on the other side, and he's the one controlling the fire-breathing mech.
They-
Damn it, man!
It
Okay.
would be interesting if it's a dream. when it's in the dream, he's a different character. I
Oh
don't
man,
get
but
why
yeah.
I have to burn everybody in my dreams.
Oh man, but yeah, like
unfortunately, we're all in just a wild fever dream of Senuhe.
the world he wanted to bring about has come.
Oh my gosh, that would be the most. Is this about to become a multiverse thing?
Maybe.
Oh no.
But yeah, Ren, are you in D&D
Yeah.
Beyond?
Yes, do you want me to share the screen?
Yes, please.
Right.
You're very far away.
Okay. Better?
It's a little better, yeah.
Yeah,
I
your
don't know.
mic now.
All right. And now, okay, step 1 finished, and step
Do we wanna
2,
pause the
share
recording?
screen.
Oh, yeah, you can go ahead and
Yes.
pause the recording. We're going to take a quick break. And as the chaos rings about, and the DM, so sorry, you could probably get the recording started.
I just started it.
Okay. So as chaos rings out and soldiers start disembarking from these, from their ships, you start to see, people around you starting to flee in chaos, flee as the chaos rings forward. Edward time. It's just, and you see the guards that were once kind of gathered around, like shakily looking around as they see they're advancing them, and from the ship emerges a man of metal to the two soldiers, and it leaps out the low air ground below and stands tall. It is taller than a man's, a foot taller than a man, and down at all of you as it advances forward. The guards, a moment of panic setting in, shakily shout to arms as they rush forward. And hold on, let me just finish ordering the. I hate calculating AC. Let's see. 13. Okay, I think everyone has been organized, so we're all good to start. Okay, you watch as the soldiers first step forward to, with their weapons drawn, and strike at the man of metal. And let me see if I can actually let me see if I can roll for him in the description, or if I need to set up an encounter first. Pardon my dust, I'm figuring this out as I go along.
No worries.
Okay, for now. You see as one of the, both of the soldiers step forward and try to strike the man of metal. Pardon me, I feel like I've gotten lost in the amount of D&D Beyond pages that are open. The first one rolls to hit. He strikes forward, and his sword jutting out as he leaps at this this abomination that has walked before him, and 12, and you watch as his sword, like, almost doesn't even like dings off of this metal creature's armor, and and the other guard, faltering for a moment, rushes forward and tries to strike. His attack hits home, and the guard drives his sword into the metal chest of the creature before him. And let's see. Hold on a second. Pardon my dust. I'm having to delete from page to page.
No worries.
You watch as the thing staggers back, slightly damaged by the attack made against it. And it keeps shuffling forward. Hold on. How do I... And Dinero, it's your turn.
Did the guards move around on Astral?
Oh,
when they
sorry.
had to
Sorry, I
swing
knew...
A lot of things to keep track of.
So it says I have a walking speed of 30 feet. So I mean I can move 6 tiles? 6 of these squares?
Yes. Yeah, because each of these tiles are 5 feet.
Alright. I'll go... I'll use my action to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so if I counted right, I can move that far. And then really bracing myself for the action since I can't quite get close enough yet in one move. I think there is an action for getting ready. I'd kind of like to ready myself with my shield for when they inevitably march and make progress towards me.
A ready action is basically like you're preparing a attack or an action in the event of something happens. Think of it like Overwatch in XCOM. Like if someone moves, if you have like a bow and arrow for say, and you could say like I ready my bow to strike, and if someone within range, I shoot at them. That sort of thing.
Okay, but it's an action, so I've spent my action and I'm moving, right?
No, like you're able to like move and then make an action, or make an action and then move.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to sprint, then you have to like double your movement speed. Then you have to use an action.
I am going to, since I can't quite get close enough yet with my mace. I'm going to draw the mace from its holster. If that's... Is that an action?
I would say it's already out because like things are chaotic right now.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, since I can't get close enough with it yet, I'm going to ready up and just sort of like get my shield out, get my footing dug in, and brace myself for on their turn when they start marching towards me.
Gotcha.
I can't really do much else, right?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Mihal,
I'm ready to go.
Your turn. Mihal?
Yes?
Oh, your turn.
Well, my whole world is like changed because I finished the mission, so I'm like, I'm not sure what I should be doing.
Okay, you're just kind of like
Mhm.
asking in the moment of victory.
Actually, that would be interesting. Yeah, I go with I Caramba and ask him what is my bidding must.
Is the nurse still on me, or she kind of like fleed?
Think
The scene.
like in the like seeing the soldiers descend, like she probably ran off.
Yeah. Then maybe well, I guess I'm in a bit of a shock as well. So I just I looked at this guy again, and I'm just like, oh, the drunkard, back off, get away from me. What the heck's going on?
So I guess I will go with the commoner and push him as far as I can. But then again, I am very small, so that's and I have very low strength.
So you shove him out. Okay. Give me a I think he's stunned, so give me a strength roll. A strength check.
Okay, moment.
Yeah, no worries.
All right.
So you successfully shove this poor man I'm guessing to the like forward, like this.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Or are you trying to pull him away?
This
They're
guy.
like, no, you're safe, sir, with me.
Commoner that you shoved like looks at you like just completely confused, like as you've pushed him into the into the splash zone.
And I guess I will use the rest of my actions just to stand protectively in front of him, like nobody messing up.
Okay, so yeah, you ready to defend act. So yeah, like if someone tries to attack them, like you'll sure they have disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you get to move your character on Astral like in front of that guy?
Yeah, like
But
yeah,
if you stand in front of him with your arms spread wide, nobody can touch this man.
Yeah, I caramba. We're protected.
And then I'm just doing the Jackie Chan face, like what? Like
what's happening? What's happening? Oh man. Okay. And so does it that end turn?
Yep.
Okay. Saar, your turn. Go ahead and end the turn, Mihal. In Astral.
Oh, sorry, Astro.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, the consul, recognizing that he is a diplomat and not a soldier, and recognizing also that he does not wish to get caught up in the middle of a geopolitical conflict this soon without knowing who the characters are and who the players are and whether or not they align with the desires of his king, will probably, and especially since he can't seem to find the local governance, he probably will attempt to make it back to his ship in order to disengage from the campaign.
Okay. Okay, so the ships are to the right, like as he kind of moves, like moving towards the.
Okay. let's see. I guess I should go to my thing here. It says 30 feet speed.
And each of these squares is 5.
Each is 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You can also make.
Two
You
attacks.
can also make.
Caramba.
Okay.
You can also make your action a dash
Sir.
action if you'd like to double your movement speed.
Okay. Well, sure. I can end up right next to the boat, and I can wave to my friend Hamar Ahmar, as he is on the boat, and he's like urging me onto the boat. 'Cause, he's my eunuch.
Oh man.
Hurry up, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Like the. At the end of your turn.
Sure. I suppose
Okay.
that seems the most reasonable action for Consul Saar to make.
So, here you see Moss like start to make own, like now that they've are in battle, you hear them shout in common. You able to hear their words. They shout, "Death to all that oppose us!" As one of them rushes forward and attacks the guard attacking their machine, and that is a hit. And he deals. You see as he draws his sword and strikes forward into one of the guards, and let's see, he deals. You see the guard reel back in pain as his sword flashes through, and then the other soldier, seeing the wounds of the guard attacking, moves forward, smashing through the window, and he draws a strange one, his pack, something none of you have seen before, and a small metal handheld object. And as you are watching him, you hear the sound of almost like a massive tree snapping in half as smoke fires off from that weapon. And he... Let's see. Ooh, that is a hit. And... Oh. And this weapon deals... Watch as the guard that had been slashed at by the first one goes down. You see his body crumple down as, like, if with nothing more than like an exhale of death as he falls.
Whoa.
So, how do I mark this guy as dead?
Okay, so you click on him, and in the top area where you can change people's health, there's a like red skull.
Gotcha. Okay. I see. And you watch as the guard falls to the ground. And you see a battle, what? And you watch as the other guard, seeing this, like, hesitates, and he runs forward, drawing a light crossbow from his own side, as he takes a shot back at the man that killed his killed one of his allies. That is a definite hit. And his weapon, let's see, deals... You watch as the enemy doesn't go down, but he staggers as the bolt hits him. Like, he wounded. And you see as the other guard pulls forward, his hand pulsating as he casts a spell. He steps forward, and you hear him shout, "Sacred Flame!" And a fireball rips through, like a small fire tongue licks out of his hand towards the guard that just shot one of his own. And let's see. Pardon me for a second. Does dex save? And you watch as the man ducks the flame tongue lashes out. And thus the guards stop. Oof. And let's see. That's all the NPCs' turns. So, Ike.
Well, Ike is very confused about the situation, but he clearly sees his life is in danger, and he's kind of glad that there's some sort of fool in front of him trying to protect him from danger, but he knows he needs to get out of there. He also sees the guards in front, like, you know, the people in front getting hurt, and he figures he needs to get out of there. So with his ability to inspire people, bardic inspiration, it says as a bonus action, a creature, I don't know if that counts as people, but a creature other than yourself within 60 feet that can hear you gains an inspiration die of 1d6 for 10 minutes. The creature can add it to one of their ability checks, attack roll, or saving throw. This can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. I don't understand that. After seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. Okay. But so I yell to the guards that are fighting in front of me, and just say, "Yeah, show them how it's done. You guys are the best. Got it. You got it." And then I immediately take my leave, and I try to run backwards. I take a glimpse of the console next to me, and I say, "Pardon me, sir. I have been able to notice that you are in possession of a ship, and perhaps leaving soon. Would you be so kind as to give a humble bard a passage in your ship? As you know, we are all running for our lives here." And with a certain hurry tone to my voice.
Okay.
Does the consul reply to me?
So, yes, my minstrel friend, come. Let's get on the boat.
Much appreciated, sir. May Venus bless you.
Okay, does that end your turn?
Yes, I use whatever remaining actions I would have to just throw myself on the ground and hunker down, like just fetal position.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, then your turn comes to an end.
Yes.
And the metal stepping forward approaches the first guard that had attacked him, and you watch as a blade extends from his arm as he steps forward and slashes towards the guard, and you watch as the weapon cleaves through the armor, and you watch as bits of chainmail fly off of the chest of the soldier as his hit hits home. And let's see. And you see as the guard staggers down, blood pouring from his chest. He's still in the fight, but you can tell that he is badly wounded. This strike through has almost he is still fighting, still able to stand, but you can tell it's not going well. And the remaining guard runs forward and, seeing his friend in pain, tries to strike at this metal monstrosity himself. And by all fortune, he's able to cut through the thing's thick armor and is able to slash into it. And he definitely damages it. It's still moving. It's still in the fight. It's still dangerous. And as the three attacking men gather forward for another strike, the scene shifts. And Edward opens his eyes, the world around him smoking. All he can see is red in his own eyes and in the sky above. He hears the agonized screaming of people around him. Looks like the battle has moved on. He sees lines of, as he turns his eyes, he sees lines of soldiers moving on. All around him lay the dead. What does Edward do?
I think first thing I do is look for Al. Look for Alphonse.
He isn't far from where where he stood. You see him laying there. Half of his body is burned, but you can see that he's still alive, barely. His gasps for air heaving out. And as you reach out to touch him, you realize you can't see your hand anymore. The hand that you used to cast that ward. And you look down, and there's nothing left of your hand. Nothing. All the way up to your shoulder. It's ash.
I'm kind of just letting this be like a silent terror moment for Edward. That's honestly how I think he's processing all of this. It's just silent terror.
Okay.
Then so I just
As he sits in this,
I basically just run over to him.
well, he's laying next to you.
Oh, okay. In that case, I look for the scroll to transmute his soul.
As you dig through the pack, you look up and see in the distance that metal monstrosity moving on. You see a second light emanating from its head, and the boom of something else. And instead of a layer of flame, you see as a fireball emanates from the metal man's mouth, breathing out towards the city. And shifting the focus back, Dinero, you hear something boom in the distance, and you look back in horror, and you look to the south in horror as a fireball descends down, and it's falling towards the water. It's falling towards your ship, and in a moment where your friend once stood, there's nothing. Just splintered wood, the fire, and then the sound. Like a crack. The burst of flame as the boat bursts and burns away. For a moment, you see your eunuch friend waving before the fire consumes him.
Dinero is deeply disturbed by these horrors of war and is just disgusted.
I assume Saar reacts to his friend being obliterated by a fireball.
How does he react?
Probably like, no, Ahmar.
As you shout out and scream for your fallen friend, you see as the Moblos start to make move to retaliate. The one who had fired, and the injured one, rips out his gun and takes aim and fires point blank at the guard in front of him. By some miracle, the other guard sees what he's doing, sees what happened to his friend, and jukes out of the way as the bullet flies past, and it smashes into the wooden plate behind you, Mihal. The table you're standing behind splinters as something rips through it. And you see as the other soldier, wounded but in a frenzy, leaps out and strikes at the guard that just dodged. He lunges forward and catches the still distracted guard across the face, just completely unaware. That's a bad hit. You watch as the guard's jaw flies off of his face, cut straight off. The guard gurgles a bit and falls to the ground. He's dead.
Oh man.
And now it is Dinero's turn.
Dinero, seeing this, goes. I'm just counting out my steps here, and I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with this apparent just rage filling him for reasons he doesn't entirely know why, can't take his focus off of this metal man as he just inches up to him in his heavily clanging chainmail armor, readies his mace, and with his eyes deadlocked onto the metal man's head, just takes a swing with his Morning Star, aiming for the brains.
Okay.
I think this is the right button. Crit?
Oh, did you get that's a natural 20. Nice.
Yep.
Okay,
Wow,
roll
that
double.
fits the story perfect.
roll double your damage die.
Okay. Oh, cool. It does it for me.
Dang, that's really good. So you watch as your mace smashes into this metal creature's head, and you see the metal of its neck crack, and a black substance leaks out of what you assume is its neck. It stains the ground. It still stands. It staggers back, and it regains its footing. And you see, its attention is focused on you, even as whatever blood it's leaking stains the ground.
I look at it as it's still sort of engaged with me, and I think, you like that? Then come get some more.
Mihal, your turn.
All right. So I am like, they were running for the ship, and he was with the council, which makes sense. So I guess I follow Ike and the council, and I'm like, I think you should follow me. I can get you to safety. Big wings.
Does Consular Saar buy it?
Well,
Or do you guys buy it?
Consul, you can go first.
Well, since my dear friend, who's always been such a dumbass to me, I have so many tears in my eyes as his life flashes through my memories, and I remember of all the good days of him, serving my father the king, and as I look back and just can't really stop thinking about the fire happening in the boat, and so yeah, no, I'm not really paying attention to this madman or anything going on in the surrounding area. Completely oblivious.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I put a hand on Ike's Sarben's shoulder, and I'm like, come with me if you wanna leave.
Nice.
Okay. Roll persuasion. I want to see how persuasive you are.
Oh, I want to see if he's more persuasive than I am.
Did you want to roll like? Did you want to roll like a contested sort of thing?
Yes.
Saar? Okay.
Yes, I will have the strength of my conviction against whatever persuasion he manages to do. Oh no. And which one do I roll?
I would go with what do you think would be like best, like a wisdom save or an intelligence save or a skill save?
No, I don't know the system. I've never played D&D.
Okay. I would say probably wisdom, because you're like
A check for what?
like what check would be good to like kind of roll against his persuasion, Mihal's
Against
persuasion. Yeah, like so. For context, his boat just got nuked, and he's trying to, and like this crazy guy is like, "Come with me if you want to live."
And my friend died, and I'm inconsolable as a console. Play on words. Yeah.
He doesn't know. It's like, you're in danger. Come with me.
Yeah, because the only other one that I can really think, the only other ones I can really think of are like either investigation or insight.
Yeah, and I don't think you're really investigating him or trying to see his intentions, are you?
Yeah.
Nope, I'm kind of just like, no, I want to stay. Hey.
Friend, yes.
Yeah, Brian, I'll leave that one up to you because I'm not really sure on that one.
Okay, I would say like roll wisdom. We'll roll a wisdom save.
Okay, I think that's this button.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, it's what to beat up for, but well done.
So you are not convinced by his like mad ravings that he can save you.
I continue to sit on the dock in a stupor. I may need to be more effectively convinced.
Okay. Mihal, is that the end of your turn?
Oh, there's still Ike.
I go with the commoner nearby, and I am like,
Oh, there's still Ike. There's still Ike, right? Sorry. How does Ike react?
Well, I was gonna say that when the boat blew up, and the council was all like, no, what was his name?
It's like Hamar Ahmar.
Ahmar. Then I was all like, no, Ahmed, or something like that, you know, because he's more sad that he lost his ticket out of the place. But yeah, he's also like a bit inconsolable, thinking that he's gonna die. But when he sees this guy just approach him again, and he's just like, don't listen to anything he says. He's just a drunkard. We're gonna die here. So yeah, that's just pretty much his reaction, and I try to ignore him, and instead think of an exit route. But it's not my turn yet, so yeah.
that makes sense.
So Mihal, you're gonna like turn your attention to the commoner and try to persuade him.
Well, I guess. Yes, I'm like, get away from here. Yes, I would just. I guess it would be choo choo, guys. Get out of here.
Okay. The woman. Hold on. Let me roll to see their gender. The woman. This woman that looks like a mother, like looks to you and is just like just completely lost, knows what to do, like sees you telling her and she believes you, like nods and goes to try to like follow you, like just in shock of everything going on.
That makes sense. The guys that I was trying to save ignored me. And the woman I was trying to get out of here, she just starts following me.
Like, she doesn't know. She's just caught and like she's shell shocked. Because a
Oh, no.
boat like next to her burned.
Mihal has more game than Ike.
Of course.
Okay, does that end your turn?
That's the way to convince Ike.
Does that end your?
Come with me. I tried to get to the door.
Oh, the door's open.
All right. I'm like inside.
Okay, and she follows. She gets inside.
And how are the two persons in the room?
They were just like just eating. They were just casually like enjoying each other's company in the tavern, and then the world exploded.
Makes sense.
They're just sitting there like in like probably crouched behind the table in shock. Like what were you?
More like Shaun of the Dead. They're just
Yeah.
sitting there, they're drunk as can be, and they're having a good time.
Oh man.
Tie with the zombie.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Does that sounds like it ends your turn?
Yep.
Okay.
Uh,
Counselor Saar?
would it be possible to trade places with Ike? Let him have the opportunity to try and correct my wailing and my stupor.
Yeah, like I'll allow it.
Okay. So it'll be my turn, and so, I say, listen, Consul, you're gonna help me, so I'm gonna do the same for you. We need to get out of here, and it pains me to say it, but I think probably the drunkard's right, and we should hide. Let's go into the building. Come.
And do you believe him? Do you believe in Consul without having to be persuaded?
We should roll to see if I even hear that he's talking to me.
Yeah, like all right, give me you give me a perception check, Mr. Soar, and yeah, you can get like just a perception check for now.
Perception.
For me, it's persuasion.
Perception. Is that passive wisdom perception?
Yes. Actually, like no, it's like up here in wisdom, like it should be like at the top. Passive wisdom is like passive perception is like if you hear like if you're not listening for something and you hear it. Actually, I guess you know what that wouldn't be.
How do I
Roll
How do I click this?
like I think passive perception you can't really roll it. It's more like something that a sound like would be rolled against.
Oh, it's a 14.
Okay. So you're pretty aware. Are you shouting at this, or are you more talking to him, Mike?
No, I'm shouting, and we need to get out of here.
Okay. Give me a what's your highest social?
I mean, I have persuasion and 4, or
Okay,
plus
yeah.
4, and
Give me a persuasion, and if it's like higher than 10, then he hears it.
18. Yeah.
Nice.
And plus 4, it's 22. So yeah.
Okay, so I hear.
Oh, he hears me.
So yeah, like did you also want to count that for your persuasion? Like if you're not convinced, Consul? Are you convinced, Consul? Like without needing to be like persuaded?
My goodness, that's a high roll. I kind of want to say
Great.
sure. Yeah, I think he did well at getting my attention and sort of dragging me away from the explodey bits of my friend.
and me not having any social awareness, I just tell him, Don't worry, I'll sing you a eunuch song real good after.
Oh man. Okay.
And then
Okay.
I don't know. Do we just go in? Run.
Yeah. Yeah, you make a dash action to get inside.
I suppose since he convinced me to. How can I? There. Okay. I suppose he
And it's like,
convinced me to.
Oh,
come
don't
over here.
listen to the drunk guy. Don't talk to Willie.
I told you so.
Shut up, you. I just
Oh,
happen to
man.
like this place, okay?
I am like worst commander ever.
Oh
And,
man.
All right, so
Sounds like your turn comes to an end.
yeah, I suppose my turn was walking into the door. I suppose.
I was gonna. I'm sorry, Brian. I don't mean to be a party pooper, but I might have to go in like 10 minutes. I have a prior commitment too.
Okay. Yeah. Like we can wrap this up then.
So, yeah, it depends on if you guys want to just continue from here, or if you want to like continue without me. That's fine. I can let you handle.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. Like I can okay. So as you're all kind of gathered in there, you see a turtle man behind the bar look up and see these new people, and he frantically gestures for you to follow him. Like frantically might be the wrong word. Urgently. You can see that even though he's shaken by the situation, you can see a steely resolve in his eyes in his turtle eyes as he gestures for you to follow.
I am convinced. I am shocked and convinced.
We followed the
That's
random
rough.
turtle guy.
It looks like he's the bartender. Like he may have owned the establishment. So he do you does Saar it's like Saar and Meester I guess so Ike follows him.
Yeah, I'm out.
Okay. So Ike is leaves the scene. So, yeah. Okay. So okay, in that case, Consul Saar is your turn at an end. I think it was because you used a dash action.
Yeah, so I don't have any actions, but can I look through the window and happen to notice the combat down there?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
And so as the guards are fighting, Ike, the turtle man looks at you and says, "Listen, I knew this was going to happen. I have friends that are with Iestana. Come with me. I will keep you safe."
Whatever you say, mysterious man. Just get me out of here.
And you watch as the combat outside extends. The guard, with his cat, desperately casts another spell, shouting another sacred flame as another attack radiates out from him and towards the remaining Mablos soldier. And Mablos soldier, seeing this, tries to juke out of the way. And I think that may be yeah, I think that actually might have actually hit. So he is unable to escape the lick of the fire's flame as it scorches his body. He shouts in pain, and he staggers back. Still alive, but you can see that like he's bloodied. You can see him barely able to stand on his feet. And the other guard, seeing his weakness, lashes out and tries to attack him. And that is a hit. You watch as the other guard, with both hands on his weapon, rushes forward, and the guard... Let's see. Hold on, let me run the quick calculations. The other guard spears like him through, like running him through and through with his weapon, and the Moblo soldier spits out blood as he falls limp on his weapon as he pulls it out. Now there is of the enemies on the field, there is only the metal man. And the metal man, seeing his two compatriots fall in battle, he,
Also being wounded.
yeah, he steps forward and, with sword gleaming in hand, he strikes at Dinero, answering back his challenge. Oh no!
Dinero, remember you got my extra roll of 1d6 for whatever, I don't know. The inspiration.
Oh, did you just crit me?
Yeah.
Oh no!
I'm so sorry. Oh, those are really good hits. So, how much health do you have?
12.
Okay. So he deals 9 damage to you.
How does he do it?
It slashes forward, the knife like cutting into your chest. Like, it seems to have gone through the armor. If you're wearing armor, the armor that you are wearing slashes out, and you see your own blood like soar out of your open wound.
Is this the robot that did this to me?
Yeah.
This is the end.
Is this the end?
So, it's a fight you want, eh?
He's still going at it. Oh, man. So, as you're fighting, you see as the Warforged like meets your eyes, and it is your turn again, Dinero.
Dinero stays locking eyes with him, and he's just still in this rage, especially after taking a hit from him. And he again just winds up with his mace, aims straight for the brains, and says, "This is how you make a hit, bitch."
Yeah, it's also the injury.
Oh, man. Ooh, nice. That's a hit.
And then remember my inspiration for your damage.
Oh yeah, how much do I get?
A 1d6.
So do I get to tack on an extra 1d6 onto this result I rolled?
Well,
Yep.
I'm not sure. DM you correct me, but
Yeah, of course. You can roll a 1d6 to increase your damage.
yeah, because it says ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. So yeah.
So it's like I do 6 plus 2 for 8 damage.
So how do you
Okay.
want to do this?
I will, with my full fury and all of my might, swing my mace to not just hit him in the head, but put my mace through his head. And I will just plunge it through his head, pinning him to the ground on the follow through of the swing. And I just stare him down in the eyes and say, I am nothing like you.
As you bring your hammer down, you watch as its head splits open. Like, you're going to have a hard time keeping your eyes on it because its eyes are no longer in its skull.
Nice.
It's the machine of war, black blood like ichor running from its neck stump as it flies into the ground and roots itself like a spear jutting into the ground, its neck plunged into the cobblestone beneath you.
And, I'm going to use this opportunity in my adrenaline rush to use my, my fighter ability of second wind. Just give myself a second wind here in the adrenaline rush, and so it's once per short rest. You can use a bonus action to regain 1d10 plus 1 HP.
Go right ahead.
All right. D10. Ooh, could have used a little more help than that, but all right. 2 plus 1 is 3 more HP.
Yeah,
Very
that's not
weak
nothing.
coffee.
He's like,
That's not nothing though. You're still that's still more health for you.
Yep.
And you watch as things settle down, but like the remaining guards stagger back and rush to the aid of their fallen comrades, but you see their expressions melt as they realize that their friends can't be helped anymore. And you watch as the guards turn, and you hear sounds of combat. They rush, they urge them on, each other on, as they start to make their way into the city, trying to order as many commoners to get to safety as they run. And one of them stops and plants a hand on you, Dinero, slaps you on the shoulder as he runs away.
I'm gonna take the opportunity here to use my ability Whisper, and so I have a bit of a telepathic capability, and I point my finger at Dinero and basically whisper to him to come join us in the pub.
I feel the spontaneous urge to go get a drink.
As you watch,
sorry, I gotta go. Wait.
Okay.
Farewell.
I'll fill you in with what happens next.
Okay, sounds good. But yeah, thank you. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. See you next week, huh? All right,
see you.
bye. Okay. As you go in there, the scene shifts back and to Edward as he's rifling through his backpack. By some miracle, the backpack wasn't consumed in the flames of that massive thing, and you pull out.
Thank the gods. Okay.
The scroll is undamaged, and you can feel its energy radiating in your hand. Your brother looks up.
Here, Al.
Your brother looks up, his eyes barely open, blinking slowly. He tries to open his mouth in response, but no sound comes out, just the wheezing gasp. And
I'm gonna get you out of here, Al. I'm doing it.
His eyes look at you, and he seems at least to understand. Is trying to nod, but you can tell that he won't last long.
Okay, so then what's the closest dead warforged?
You look around, and you see, not far off of you, a sword still stuck in its chassis, the sparking remains of one of the metal men. Its eyes no longer glowing.
And it's intact?
Yeah, it's intact enough. As you yank out the sword, it collapses whole, no limbs missing, just the open gash in its chest from that one soldier left in it before he fell.
All I have to do, that can be fixed. So I use the spell on him.
You open the scroll, and the magic that your father had left behind and stored in it sparks in your hands, and you feel a presence looking on, a smile in your mind, and you feel agony. Your legs crumble. You feel like everything around you, your entire body screams even more pain than you had felt before. And as you writhe, you finish the incantation almost by your own will. Nothing else left. You finish it. Flash of light. The scroll crumbles to dust in your arms. And you collapse. As you do, your body.
Back. My brother. I say that as I collapse.
You watch, blinking, as the Warforged next to you suddenly twitches. And as you lay there, unable to move, your entire body aflame, it sits up. It looks around, looking at its own hands for a second. You fade out. You fade back in. You're moving. Every step is cautious, and you look down, barely able to move your eyes, as you look down at the carnage around you. Someone is carrying you. You black out. And we return to our scene back here in the tavern. The sounds of combat can be heard outside. Through the window, you see a great mass lumbering past the city. And more lights light up the sky. Soldiers on both sides rush past the tavern. None of them really paying attention to the people huddled inside. The turtle man urges you to step away and to follow him inside.
As in me?
No, as in the rest of the party. We've shifted our
Okay.
gaze back to the rest of the party.
Okay, I'm like, what happened here? Like, that seems a little too easy for Alphonse now.
I asked the commoner that followed me, what does she think about it?
She looks at you, looks at the turtle man,